Um, who's been up here? iPhone is next. She's been here for a minute. Then Annette, you're gonna go next. Go ahead, iPhone. I don't know what your name is.
My name is Mason.
Say again, please.
Mason.
Okay, is my son?
Yeah, I joined in and I got kicked out because my
Okay.
camera apparently had
Okay.
issues.
How old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
Okay. What's your conflict or your disagreement?
My conflict and disagreement is actually with the women that have been coming before me. I
Oh,
come from a culture.
you have a disagreement with the women?
Yeah, I come from a
Okay,
culture where
hold on. I can't. That's not this broadcast. I'm dealing with women who have a conflict with what I'm saying because I can't let you go with the women, especially not being a black woman. That would not be cool. You can't. I can't allow you to come in here and go at black women. That ain't gonna work. Y'all don't get those kind of privileges. And no. Think about it. These men don't have to. Guys doing working 12 hours a day. Well, let me go down to the bar and meet a new girl so I can have me some sexy with. Man, the older man, he's like, man, I'm just going to go home and sit down. Go ahead, Daphne. Go ahead, Daphne. Unmute yourself.
Um,
Do you have a
well,
disagreement on this infidelity stuff too?
I do. I really agree with that. A man has options. I think he has options regardless, but I think the part about exercising the option.
What about him?
What about him exercising the option?
What's the disagreement?
The disagreement is that it's wrong. In my opinion, it's wrong.
According to whom?
I just said, in my opinion, it's wrong.
Okay, well then don't marry a man who has options.
But doesn't everyone have options?
No.
No? Why not?
Are you kidding me?
Mm-mm.
So let's just take you.
Okay.
Are you married?
I'm divorced.
Uh-huh. So if a guy was working on fries at McDonald's, he'd have the same option to holler at you, the guy who owned his own law firm?
It depends.
Oh, bullshit. Bullshit. See, I can't play games with them. If we're gonna have a conversation, let's have a conversation. If we're gonna do this shit, then we don't have to. This woman actually gonna tell me that a man on fries and a guy who owns his own law firm has the same option to holler at you. You gonna exercise in the same way. Y'all are disingenuous.
No. This. Do I know off the rip that that's what he does?
You know, yes, Daphne. That's why. Okay, you know, if you go into McDonald's, Ronald's on fries. If I come into the suit and I'm in, say I own my own law firm, you know that automatically. See, the problem is,
but the thing with that is that it doesn't talk about character.
Ma'am, bottom line is this: a man who's more successful has more options than a man who's less successful.
I don't disagree with that.
So, does a woman who's more attractive have more options than a woman who's less attractive? Do women who are more attractive tend to marry men who own fries at McDonald's, or they tend to exercise those options and get the highest caliber man they can? God damn it, you know I'm right.
You are right.
So y'all don't mind it when it's in your benefit. You just don't like it when it's in a man's benefit. But here's the thing. If you don't like it, get you a man who nobody really wants except you, and he won't have options. So we don't have to worry about exercising them. Okay, problem solved. Right? I mean, if that really bothers you, get a man that nobody want.
That's true.
But the question is,
that wouldn't be my thing though.
Of course not, because you want a man that everybody else wants, because that's how women are. You want somebody else to want your man, and you be like, I got him, no you didn't. Well, here's the thing. As long as he's coming home to you and ain't jeopardizing what's at home, what do you care about what he does if you don't know about it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would have to say that I'm not that type of person to say, oh, I want somebody that everybody wants. I think that for me, it's important that I don't care what he looks like. Like,
It
to
doesn't
be
matter
honest,
if you care about what he looks. I didn't say anything about looks. I said desirability. You were married.
desirability, that's part of
who filed
look.
for divorce? You or him?
I filed for divorce after he said that he didn't want to be married anymore.
I did. Okay. So, ladies, I've asked this question countless times. In mammals, are the men of the males of the species typically monogamous? The answer is no. The more successful, the higher value male you are interested in, the more other women are going to be interested in him too, and they have options. If you don't like that, take it up with the creator. I did not make people the way they are. And it's really troubling to me that so many modern women really don't understand men, to where so many women across the board, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, and other, y'all are all treating this information as though it's like a revelation. I'm like, God damn. Disney and fairy tales have done a good job in selling y'all rom-coms. Those are things that sell tickets and movies. A 50-year marriage had issues. How old are you?
Absolutely.
How old are you?
I don't disagree with that. 41.
So 41. How many times do you hear Big Daddy, Grandpa meeting people from a whole other kids? So let's knock this off. I mean, honestly, I'm to the point to where modern women, y'all are not made of the same stuff that other women are made of. But y'all want the credit of other women. Most women today just want to just be here.
I don't agree with that. I agree with
have you watched my show?
What you said.
Yeah, have you watched my show? How many times does a woman say, I want a man who's making enough money to keep me at home where I don't have to work to pay significant bills, 2 to 3 kids, and I don't even have a cookbook? Come on, man. There are thousands and thousands of hours, hundreds of hours of women not bringing nothing to the table any different than a guy who came into the country illegally is getting and won a millionaire. My show is going to be studied, parsed over for years because it is real-time interviews of modern women and their expectations and what they bring to the table. You ain't even bringing what my grandmother had a 6th grade education, and she brought more to the table than modern women do today. You can't say and you know that's true in the main. My grandmother brought more to the table than women do today. Can you say that same thing about yours? Or did she bring less or the same?
My grandmother?
Yes. Did your grandmother bring more to the table than modern women? Same or less?
Her value? Absolutely more.
Well, then that's a goddamn shame that women have devolved.
I agree. I agree with that.
Well, there you go. Then
have been lost.
But the thing is, men are still expected to do the same things that men have always done, but women have devolved. And you're asking for more. So even something like this is like, it's like, well, goddamn, how much more are y'all going to get? Men have drawn a line in the sand and they said no more. This is the 300. The men have said no more. They've locked shields, spears are out. This is where we hold them. This is what men are saying. That's why there are 30,000 people in here watching. That's why the comment section is littered. I'm not speaking for Kevin Samuels. Man after man after man. And then go on my community page. There are women saying, thank you for telling me the truth. Thank you. You saved my marriage. You saved this. This ain't about me. It just shows the misinformation and miscommunication that people tell you men are from Mars and women are from Venus and don't forget to crown, all these other lies. And that don't work. We appreciate it, though. I want to get on through this because Yasmin was sitting up there nodding like, yeah, it's not right. It's not right. It's not right, Kevin. It's not right. You're not supposed to be exercising options on me. It's not right. Come on, Yasmin. Tell me how it's not right. Go ahead. Unmute yourself. How old are you?
I'm 21.
It's not right. Okay. It's not right, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. And I'm not arguing with that, but
okay.
Okay, so I feel like you kind of take two kind of I feel like I sometimes notice you taking on the it's not right, and then I notice I hear you talking about religion, like, oh, this is a Christian value, and then I hear you saying, well, it is not the ideal, but it is the truth. And so, like, what should we be pursuing, the truth or the ideal?
Are you a Christian?
Holding men to.
Are you a Christian?
No, but I am religious.
Okay, then I don't. Hold on. If you're not a Christian, you're asking me what?
Okay, so I'll actually get to what I want to say. So, because I've been writing.
Okay, but okay, because when I speak about Christianity, especially in the black community is overwhelmingly Christian, and oftentimes black women will inject God into relationship discussions as a justification for or against something, but yet in another breath, they're not acting in that same Christianity that they professed the sentence before. I'm not promoting religion or about anything else. I'm an image consultant. I am concerned with outcomes and results. My personal life, I may be a self-professed Christian, but the modern church is far away from what it should be. So I don't concern myself with morality. My profession is not about morality. It's about outcomes. Results. Morals are something else. When you go to your cardiologist or the oncologist or your brain surgeon, you don't care about his religious affiliation. You care about his competence to get the outcome you need.
Do you care to have a conversation about morality right now, or is that not what?
No, because morality is very subjective. Your morals, see, high value men exist across worldwide in many different cultures over many different years. What if one is Muslim, one is a Christian, one is a Buddhist, one is a Hindu, one is agnostic, one is a nihilist? That's not a conversation that I can square. All I can talk about is these men who have separated themselves from other men throughout history and time all share some similar characteristics. They tend to be the highest top 10% earners. They tend to have done it over a period of time. They tend to be acknowledged by other men as being one of their peers. They tend to have a network of other high-value men in the group. They tend to be extremely visible, and they tend to be of high use to others in the group. That has nothing to do with morals and principles.
The reason why I think this conversation is important to you, or should be important to you, is because even if you don't take the religious point of view, it does contribute to this cycle, to the society, to the culture, and like why women cheat. So okay.
Why women cheat?
Why women cheat? Yeah.
Okay. Well, hold on. The morality question, why women cheat or why men cheat?
Both, but I do have a point that I could like logically get to if later on that is related to why.
Okay, I don't deal with morality because again, that's a rabbit hole that I can't square that circle. Neither can you. What you believe is what you believe, but at the end of the day, it comes right down to it. Men and women are not equal. No matter what your morals say, we're not. And the outcomes the expectations for the gender roles are different. And the bottom line is, this is a man's channel. I'm concerned about the best outcome for men. And the men tend to want women. But the problem is, when men are becoming the best version of themselves, putting themselves to the crucible of self-discovery and perfection, sadly, far too many guys are not finding women doing the same thing. You heard the previous woman just say women are bringing less to the table than women 2 or 3 generations before. So if we want to talk about our morality, we have to talk about the balancing of a deal. And our modern women offering a fair deal to modern men.
I could also argue that men are bringing less to the table because they're engaging.
But they're still expected to do it.
Well.
But they're still expected to do it. They're not bringing less. They're bringing less, but they're still expected to do it. The role for men have not changed. We're still expected to be prophet, provider, priest. But are modern women offering a fair deal?
a fair deal, yes, but
No, they're not. No, they're not. You can't offer a fair deal dating multiple men. You can't offer a fair deal when you have social media, inbox, this, such and so forth. This is why the notion of right and wrong, women don't really want to play this game, because while we may classify cheating as intercourse with men, women are far more promiscuous and far more cheating when you start talking about non-sexual attention from other men. You're not offering a fair deal. Maybe you are, but in general, they're not. But I got to get to some other people. But that's a better conversation suited for religious platforms. But it goes down a rabbit hole that will never get anywhere over here. And honestly, I don't get paid for morals. I get paid for outcomes. But I thank you for the question, but it's just not the right platform for it. Maybe something you should do on your channel.
Okay, but can I?
I got to get to the next people because we're almost done with this. Oh, come on. And here's the thing. Ladies, it makes sense to me that modern women really believe that what you're bringing to the table. I believe that most women do believe you're offering a fair deal. I honestly, the way many women come at this, judged upon your expectations versus reality, many women feel like you're bringing more to the table than men. But it just doesn't seem to add up. Does not seem to add up. All right. We got to get through this. I'm tired. iPhone. You're going to drop that. So we're getting to the end of the smoke show. Ada, your phone is not there. We're going to dish that. And yeah, morals, I'm never going to really get to that. Can't do that one. Suzette, go ahead and unmute yourself. Can't really do that one. Hello.
Hey, Kevin. Hey.
Hi. So what's your dispute?
Yeah, so I'll get right to it because I know you don't like all the extra. But
No.
so if I am with a high value man and myself is a high value woman and my high value man cheats, should I not be allowed to cheat as well?
Well, I will tell you this. You want to play that game? High value men and high value women, in my estimation, the calculus is two different things.
Yeah.
Here's the question. Can you replace your high value man quicker than he can replace you?
So I went over this question before I obviously asked with my friends, and I was saying if I want to be homeless.
Well, I mean, if you want to roll that dice, if you can replace, well, then don't do it. Because unless you're going to replace him with an equal or better man who's willing to provide equal or better benefits and outcomes immediately. See, yeah. That's why I said it's not cheating, it's exercising of options. But here's the funny thing. A lot of women do it like this. Well, if he can do it, then why can't I do it? Okay, but I got to ask the question. Really? Are you even trying to get out there and do what men do? Are you trying to get out there and have multiple sexual partners?
Not at all. Not at all.
A lot of women are having trouble keeping up with their men's sexual appetite. So if you can't keep up with your man's sexual appetite, how you going to go satisfy another man?
Mm-hmm.
It really kind of becomes more tit for tat. Right. If he's doing it, I should do it. Well, so I hope that answers your question. If you can replace him, because one can be replaced. And here's the funny thing: the older women get, the harder it becomes to square that circle. So, yeah, don't do that unless you rather do find your walking papers. Have a good night. So, ladies, think about what I just said, guys. How many women have been like, well, if he can do it, so can I? So you trying to go out and have sex with 3 or 4 random guys a week? Is that what we're really saying here? What it comes down to is this is a tit for tat moral control argument. It really is not rooted in a lot of practicality. It's not rooted in a lot of, I just was at Whole Foods and I saw this one dude and I just decided I wanted to get it in. Nah. Smoke show, baby. Smoke show. Good smoke show. Said it before and I say it again. Godfather will allow his critics and detractors to come and say what they have to say. Talk about the topic. I'll stand on what I say, and I've got a reason for saying what I say. And if you make a good point, concede it. But see, what can't continue to happen is you keep saying, he hates black women, he this, you that. Beat the argument. Make a better argument. And how about this? Put it on the wood. Show better results. Because when you have folks saying, thank you, Kevin Samuels, for saving my marriage, y'all, some of y'all start to sound real crazy when you keep coming at me. But funny, everybody that wants to come at me, they never show up on the smoke shows. All the women that make all these videos on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, I announced this at the beginning of the week. I announced it again on Wednesday and announced it here. And notice, not one of these video making people showed up. Because at the end of the day, what I'm saying is rooted in a lot of practical sense. You don't have to like it. And you don't have to accept it. Honestly, you are free to do what you want. Like I said, if you don't want a high value man and all these other things, or want those options, deal with a lower value man or whatever. But at the end of the day, ladies, you cannot have it all. Life is about choices and trade-offs. Choices and trade-offs.
And guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. More respect on the legend Kevin Samuels. May he so rest in peace. And I think he's fantastic with his points and very practical. And that's the thing most women hate about his debate or some. And he said something about black women that have always made videos about him never come on a smoke show, and pretty much accurate, because the women that do make videos about him that we pretty much know, we don't tend to see them on smoke shows. So it's either you lie to your audience or you just know that you're just speaking about your feelings, but you just cannot stand in front of him. Because the reason for the smoke show is this: people have different opinions that might make sense that he might not know. That's why he gives people the room, women the room, to come in and have their say. If you are really making sense, then we all take it, right? We all are adults and we all watching to get, some information from it. So if what you're saying is really making sense, I mean, human beings, anybody that says he's not, ready to change, it's only fools that don't change their mind at all. It's only fools that don't change their minds. So I would say the smoke show is a good thing. It's not there to just roast women. I think it's just there to give women opportunity or platform to also have their say and disagree with some of the things that he's talking about. And like he said, life is about choices and trade-offs. And I will argue, if you're a lady and you coming in here to argue about morality and men exercising their options, why should this even be a conversation? You know that you don't like, and he always defined his rules. High value men, they tend to have options, and those high value men may tend to exercise those options. So he's even giving you information that will help you navigate your way very well. But coming to argue wouldn't change the fact that men are polygamous by nature. Men want to do those things with multiple women. So it is difficult for men to get those opportunities. Off rip, like, it's really difficult unless you have certain looks, certain charm, certain charisma. Like, it's just not easy for men to get sex. We struggle to have these things. We struggle to get these things. We have to build ourselves to certain levels to get it. So you basically come in saying he should not exercise his options being a high value man because it's not morally right or something. Morality, when it comes to this world, is just, like he was talking about, is subjective. The morals in Africa will be different from morals in the West here. The morals in Asia will be different from the morals in Africa and all these. And so you cannot have this conversation with moralities. And he's not talking about, he's not talking to a specific group of people. He's talking about humanity. He's talking about human beings in general, right? So if you come in to have this moral debate, it's just stupid. And let's talk about the lady that I talk about. I mean, a guy that works at Fry's and McDonald's, and a guy that own his own law firm. They all have the same opportunities to holler at her. I mean, that's just lying. If a guy works at Fry's and McDonald's, you see him off rope, you know. Though there are certain situations you might not know, just one of them. And a guy that owns his law firm, you just see him. Maybe you might not know that he owns his own law firm, but he will look differently from the guy that works at Fry's and McDonald's. So I think these women, they just come in, try to make argument like all men are just the same. So if average guys aren't exercising, and the average guys, it's not like they aren't. They are not having those options. Most women, like we've been watching, every woman coming in here talking about she wants a high value man. So that is why high value men across the board are wanted by multiple women. That's the point. I think the conversation should be why women wouldn't start focusing on average guys. If you want it to be balanced, don't give a fuck about what the man has made himself into. Just give a fuck about the fact that he exists as a man, and you have him all to yourself. But these women are too good for that. You see yourself, you're too good to, for an average guy, and an average guy is almost like an insult to most women that comes on this show. And you come in to have this debate. Women are the ones that are causing high value men even having sex with multiple women, because all of you are looking for that man. So he has the options. Whether or not you exercise it, nobody can say anything about it. It is 100% on him. Guys, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. I'm out, and peace.